Everyone, we're back in my shop. What happened to my hair? My hair completely exploded today. That's what I get for being on airplanes since 6 o'clock this morning. That's true. I don't look in the mirror all day. So we're back in the shop. The G-Wagen is still here. We've been trying to figure out different ways to do that Starlight kit. And instead of using this big, huge box to put the Starlight kit in and then mount that box underneath the frame, we're looking at
a nice little aluminum or stainless box
inside the corner of the bumper and fender well is a nice protected pocket. And instead of using that big, huge case that's susceptible to road damage and road debris and all that stuff, we're going to try and stash it inside here with a little protective plate. Kind of, well, we are going to install it. We're going to stash it in here.
I made brackets that were going to hold this, and then I just decided there's going to be a bunch of wasted space. It's
going to be really susceptible. Anything comes up on that, it's just going to rip it out.
No, not the way I was going to mount it. It was going to be bolted. It was going to be through bolted, and then have a strap that went over it.
I don't think you understand how shit gets ripped off cars, but
no,
that's cool.
I totally do. I'm the king of ripping exhaust off a car.
That's not an exhaust. That's a big, huge box. Exhaust is
anything hanging.
Difficult to come off. That is very easy to come off.
It's square
so
or round.
We're going to use the existing space that we have inside the fender well and inside the bumper. It's protected from the back from the bumper. It's protected from the front by the fender well liner, and it's protected underneath by the rear valance. So it should stay very, very safe in there. That's our best option to stash it. So we can put the interior back together. We're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to do that tomorrow. We'll do a live with putting the whole interior back together because it's not very complex. But
once the box is installed and tested,
then yeah, because we still need access to all of those
wires,
all the wires, all the fiber optic stuff we need access to, and that's in this inside corner here.
Be able to take service tension out of the fiber optic cables.
Yeah.
Installed that way there's not a bunch of slack hanging down the vehicle to get caught.
Yeah, you don't need a bunch of extra stuff in here. We just want to put the box in there and as little amount of the fiber optics and electronics as possible. That's going to be the trick. So that is our plan. So we get the G-Wagen out of here, it'll go back and it's going to get sold, and maybe some Colombian drug lord will buy it, or some, I don't know, who's the famous rap star this week?
50 Cent, because he just did.
No. We don't do politics here. So
he's the famous one. You asked who it is this week. I just explained why.
All right. Well,
because he's the meme lord now.
All right, and
that's
then
what it is. It's what he's made himself.
So's Young Dolph. So's a whole bunch of other guys. So anyway, yeah, whatever Kardashian is top 5 this week, they can buy this, or I don't know who really likes these. I don't know who that is. So
it's Queen Kardashian.
I don't know. Brian knows all the Kardashians. I don't.
I'm talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh no, that's Bruce Jenner. Well, it was Bruce Jenner.
Hashtag was.
Yeah, past tense.
Hashtag used to did. Don't
yeah.
No more.
Hashtag us them. So yeah. Yeah, the whoever wants this, please.
Hey, for real, if you want
don't buy it.
Wintertime vehicle that would go pretty much anywhere that you could wish not to have to go, this is it. I mean, even if you're going to meet a cartel guy that you don't want to have to be meeting, this is the great vehicle for it. Mainly because it is really a go anywhere, do anything vehicle, but it's engineered down to the millimeter, and it's not even an exaggeration. You have to slam the doors to get it to close because they made the gaskets so overly large and supple that they crush, and it has.
So for a normal door closure, nope. No, this one you have to use 2 hands and close it.
It can take water all the way to the body line.
Yeah, to here.
So
here's the other thing.
Why they're so hard to close.
Well, also because usually you're holding your AK And that's why you have to use two hands, is because you have your assault rifle.
I should have just taken
This,
this cover.
you can't.
Crap. What?
Where's the key for that?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we don't have a key for it. We don't have a key for the wheels. We don't have a key for the tire cover.
Yeah, that's the other whole thing. Oh, I got to inform him about that.
I thought you told him about it already. If you want me to pick it, I can pick it. But oh yeah, they're gonna send you a key. The
20-year-old company website still
yeah.
and they're non-existent.
Yeah, their website's still done by WordPress. Or no, what was the Microsoft one? No, what was the Microsoft one? Front page. So my watch is telling me to take a moment. I can pick that and I can get it open, but I don't have a way to close it. I think you need the key to close it. I don't think it's a spring latch. The tire cover on this is locked down here at the bottom. So you can't take the tire cover off. We don't have the key to that. We don't have the key to the lugs. It didn't come with the car, truck, whatever the hell this thing is. I was really hoping this wouldn't be here when I got back from Florida, but it's here. And the wheels look great. So
he also just messaged me and said, please go ahead and correct the rust on the back of it.
What panel?
So it's kind of difficult to shove the computer under there.
Well, okay, so that's one of the protective plates?
No, that's the body seam where they ground the body seam sealer off and didn't put it back.
Why did they grind it off?
Because it's been smacked in the rear before.
Oh.
Which might explain why it's wrapped. We might, if you really get to looking, you might take the door wrap off and find the door is red. The rest of the vehicle is like black metallic.
Okay.
So you never know. If you ever go to purchase a wrapped vehicle, definitely do your research. Take things apart that are easy to take apart, that aren't rude. Like if you know,
well, you can pull this reflector out.
Like on like Audis, there's the side marker, and BMWs, there's a side marker. Shove it forward. Sometimes the cut in there is not good. You can look in there. And
you can take the handle off on the back.
Yeah.
That's one little panel and two screws. I should say two bolts.
Looking underneath the car, a lot of times in the body cavity will show you what color the car is. So then, the car used to be green. Then you look at the door.
Used to be
and you find
white.
a spot, maybe the guy that wrapped it didn't do such a good job, and you can find like something revealed.
It's very rare for them
silver,
to wrap something so that you can't find the original color. Yeah. Who do we got on here? Hey, Liz. No, G-Wagons are not nice. This is not. Brian loves this thing. I think it's a terrible vehicle.
I love most cars.
He loves the utilitarian, and like he wants to go jump this thing like off sand dunes and stuff.
I don't know about jumping it. It's high center of gravity, and I'm not about rollover risk. I just enjoy. Like you could hook this thing to your mobile home and take it to Alabama.
No, well, as long as it's under 16 feet, yeah. Well, it's only a class 4 hitch, and
dude, look at
the diff.
Though. Only a class 4. I think most SUVs only have a class 2 or class 3.
No, this is not a good vehicle.
I would pretty much trust it to do most.
How many miles are on this thing?
Not enough.
Yeah.
If I had born, it would have so many miles on it that
I am looking here.
Now it's still on the road.
It doesn't even say the mileage when you open the door. Why not? It doesn't have to be a secret. It tells me the time and the temp. I'm curious now. How many miles are on this shit box? Better use my. What? What are you doing? Okay. And it still doesn't say. It doesn't say anything.
Put it up your ass. Hands on. Have to have a screen card. Really nice. This is the gauge cluster and the GUI from Mercedes, actual cluster GUI is absolutely gorgeous. It's got like all these gradient overlays and transparencies and stuff. He doesn't like it, but I mean,
why do you have the seat controls on the door? If you're going to do that, then you should put the window controls on the seat.
Close the door and then try to put your hand down.
Yeah, no problem. I can get my entire forearm down here. No problem. All the way to the floor.
Maybe they don't have
Where's
Mercedes has done that forever. My CL600 same way.
where is okay, so the GUI is fantastic. Even doing this, I don't have any mileage listed. No, where's... All right, hang on. Wait, home? No. Oh, wait. How do you move it? Oh, wait a second. Oh, there's a little mini mouse pad here. All right, hang on. Oh, there's a bunch of different designs. Whoops. Oh, come on.
There's no way this thing passes an emissions test.
Wait, there's favorites in here.
There's no way.
Hound Dogs 3 Degree, Costco Dublin. All right, well. All right, let's go to trip. And, oh, wait. No, where's the...
Scroll down. No, like on the touch. 10,847.
No, 58,161. What a chore just to get the mileage out of this thing. It's got like a little mini trackpad. It's really small.
It's incredibly small, but it does multi-direction, so you can go sideways, up and down on it. And in order to get the mileage, you got to go to trip.
You have to go through the menu
and then go
entirely,
down.
scroll all the way
Yeah,
down, and you have to use your
so it's got
thumb like.
15,000 miles on it. That's not bad. It's a 3-year-old car. It's been driven 20,000 miles a year. Oh no, it's a 5-year-old car, isn't it? That's really not
Almost 15,000 miles a year.
no,
Not a good vehicle.
not
12,000 miles a year. This is not good. If someone likes it, that's cool. More power to them. I have no reason I would pay more than $100 for this. Just don't have any use for it. Sorry. Oh, what else?
Second news 350.
350. What does this say?
Yeah.
first time if I remember, I suppose how good it sounded, but it's the vent. Yeah, it does have the Benz engine, which is okay, but I'm out. Everything else, I'm out.
So good because Mercedes are absolute madmen. They put side dump exhaust on an SUV.
It's a dual side dump exhaust. It's one on each side, and it has dumps.
Contained back behind the rocker panels and running boards. It's tucked up away, so you're not going to snag it on anything on a trail.
It's also hard for the DEA to shoot out.
They dump straight down. Don't you think about track cars, getting track cars to meet decibel requirements. Got a really loud car.
The best way to amplify it is to send it down off the ground so it reverbs out.
No. You can put that bad boy on there and kick it down to the ground. It actually slows it down enough and kills it off where the decibel meter doesn't pick it up. It's not as loud.
I think it actually makes it louder, but that's just me.
Well, it makes it louder when you're standing next to it for sure. When it's not moving,
that's just me.
You feel it shaking the ground.
That's just me. Call me weird.
It's really good little tool to take to the track. Slip-on action.
So we'll finish this off tomorrow, and then we also had Brian DePaul coming over. We're going to do some welds on his control arms.
Yeah, I think I'll bring the argon tank with me tomorrow and just do it.
Why don't you just MIG it? Okay, it's fine. And then John was just here, dropped off the wheels and tires. So then we'll bring the Subaru in. You'll pick up the brake calipers tomorrow. We'll bring the Subaru in and do that.
Problem with MIG, okay? When you're
cheap, reliable.
When you're adjusting, okay, so like I weld a lot of random stuff. When you weld a lot of random stuff that people bring you, you never have a promise of like the thickness of the two metals.
Well, that's why you do TIG if you have all random stuff.
So I do like all types of metal, ferrous and non-ferrous, and varying thicknesses. He's got control arms. He wants the ball joints tacked into just for security purpose,
which is steel and steel.
But you don't want to put a ton of filler on there. And a MIG welder is using the actual filler metal to make the arc, whereas a TIG welder is making a high frequency arc across the air gap. And it's like using an ultra fine point torch. So you can watch the metal heat up, and then you just roll the heat up until it's right at the melting point you want a little bit, and then you go a little bit past that and back your pedal off. You always want like 5 or 10 amps extra in case you get into a section you're welding and it's a little thicker or something.
TIG's far more accurate and far more versatile. MIG is very quick, very simple, very easy, and very cheap.
Once you know how to TIG, if you prepare, meaning like you grind all your tungstens when you're not in the middle.
It's like paint. Most of it is preparation. If you do the prep, it's going to be a very quick, very solid weld. Same thing with paint.
All welding.
Yeah.
So the prep is the same for MIG as it is for TIG.
Yep.
So the only thing that takes longer about a TIG welder is having tungstens. You have to sharpen them. You should sharpen them. There are guys.
There's guys that don't. They like just do the butt ends.
When you're doing aluminum, it burns back and it's kind of negative. But you're doing stainless and stuff. Don't get much accumulation on the tungsten. You don't accidentally get. Good Lord. Yeah, dude, it smells like a sweaty gym shoe.
Those are in here all weekend. Arby's potato cakes didn't make it.
You get needle-like precision with a TIG torch based on how you grind the tungsten. So it lets you tack stuff together with no filler metal a lot of times. So if you have something like a control arm and a ball joint, that's what you want. No filler metal, just a fusion tack. It's just a security, like, please don't come apart.
Well, he wants to
have to cut it all off of there and possibly.
You'll need filler because he wants to attach the ball joint to the control arm.
He just wants them tacked.
Yeah, so you use filler.
Words. If it's tight, like I think it'll be, you just tack it. I mean, you might use one little dab of filler.
Yeah, I would use filler.
Do a snail trail dropping dimes. Type of
Not doing a cobra weave around it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I watched a guy do a cobra weave with a MIG welder today. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was like a freaking caterpillar size
Yeah.
leaf too, because MIG is again
With MIG, you can also, with this system, you can do a spot weld, which is really handy. You do it on 4 or 5 different points. It's very quick. Bzzzt, bzzzt. It sets the speed. It sets the heat.
Yeah,
It's super quick and super easy.
and we're not doing really thin body metal, so we don't need a crazy ton of poster point.
We should do a test. We should do TIG on one and MIG on the other and see which one lasts longer.
Control arms aren't mine.
Oh, we can ask Brian.
If it was,
And it would just be a ball joint coming loose, not out.
so if it was my Mazda, we could do anything. I don't care.
Hey, where's the
Community car.
where's the fourth?
Personally, I want to tape up all body lines and see how fast we can go versus before, but
Where's the fourth cap?
yeah,
Yeah, weren't there 4 red?
the other one's sitting on top of a piece of paper on the passenger side.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just saw it.
Come on yet, because they're gonna wipe the wheels down,
Yeah.
and they're gonna catch a towel, and I'm gonna rip the valve stem out. Valve stem on this is probably for the TPMS system.
That's bad. So yeah, we're trying to play catch up with you guys since I've been out of town and Brian's been painting wheels. So trying to do catch up, and hopefully you guys are still with us. We'll do some stuff. Definitely do some stuff tomorrow afternoonish, evening. When I don't know when you're coming over. So
Yeah, it'll be mid-afternoon, I would think. I
might do a little early one tomorrow just to get this out of here and get the Subaru in here.
got the call. Tractor died, which I literally just fixed a bunch of electrical stuff.
It's
on
the
this
neighbor's tractor.
No, it's a guy, a local.
Oh, is this
guy.
the starter?
Yeah, it's the John Deere that had starter solenoid go bad, and then I got it started and running and cut off.
Nice.
Now, mind you, I test everything before I return it. So I mowed with it, all the usual stuff. It was fine. I put it on the trailer, returned it to the guy. Don't charge for pickup and delivery. Take it back to him. Everything was fine for like a week. Then he gets me the call. Yeah, she's dead on the hill. So dead on the hill is like all the way up behind the guy's house, and I got a trailer on a truck, so I can't get up there. So I have to push the tractor. So yeah, that was my afternoon today.
You can also clean up that trans and get them on a dolly
Sure.
instead of sitting in the bucket there.
I like putting them on an engine stand.
I
I'm
know.
thinking about adapting a couple of the hazard slot engine stands.
He'll be fine on one of the roller dollies. I also need to take that flywheel in. Hey, that was right on my face. That was cool. I'm going to take the flywheel in and get it resurfaced. So just so that's brand new. We
How
never
much
have
they
to
charge?
I don't remember. Brixie hooked me up with a guy that was over by Luke's Auto, and the guy, I brought it in, and the guy's like, "All right, I'll call you when it's done." And I drove out of his parking lot, and I got up to whatever the main street was, and he called me, and he's like, "All right, your flywheel's done. Come on by and pick it up." I didn't have time to get out onto like 161 or anything. Like he was already done, and it was perfect. And that's the one we have in the MR6 right now.
I have a guy
So-
in New York, and I drop him off and he's real fast too. But he's insanely.
Yeah, this guy was great.
And,
He was super cheap too. I don't remember exactly how much
yeah,
he
it
was.
was beyond fair, is what I thought.
Oh yeah. You know what? We can use.
Small machine shops
Has this mat served its life?
beyond so.
You think? This that is a TH400 pan.
Yeah, I might.
I think this is the.
Yeah, he's definitely not recycled.
Yeah.
If you ever go to recycle something, foam is most typically polystyrene material.
Polystyrene or polyurethane.
So
It's not usually recyclable.
poly is 2 parts. So once you take those 2 parts and put them back together, they'll never be separated.
Yeah.
And so the unfortunate thing is styrofoam cups, styrofoam take out boxes, styrofoam pads for kneeling on. None of that stuff can truthfully be recycled. The EPA tells you that it can, in some instances, and here's how: by using it as a heat source. So that's how you recycle it.
Oh,
Anytime you use something twice, even if it's burning it for heat, that's recycling. So engine oil,
oh.
the EPA.
I don't really want to burn foam.
The recommended engine oil disposal method by the EPA is to use it as a heat source.
Well, yeah, if you have an oil burning furnace or whatever, I get it.
But if you're Jim Bob and you make an engine burning,
don't do Jim Bob shit.
Burning,
please don't do that.
Yeah, there are people that do it.
Please don't.
So, I've actually been contemplating building one of those versus buying one. I need a really small one, and they don't really make really small ones. Like
please don't do that. What else we got? I think that's it this week. So Brian's control arms, the Subaru, and I got to get these axles. Yeah, I got to figure out how to get these axles apart. I was really hoping that would just grab on and it would work, but
chuck them up in place like that.
Doesn't work like that.
Carrier underneath.
It doesn't work like that.
It can. You just got to be cautious. You just turn like 200 RPM.
What? No, with the CV on there? No.
Set the CV on a carrier.
No.
Yeah, you can.
No.
You can put it on an indicator.
I get that part. I'm not doing it that way.
It's no different than doing a bare shaft. It's just a little bit more setup.
Not doing it that way. No. Sometimes
that's how you got to do it.
Not with a ball joint in there.
Just take that friggin' axle, flip it upside down, and that there vise with your fancy vice grip clampers, and then smack it with a hammer. You
mean fancy vice grip clampers, the silicone ones? Yeah, because they're fancy. I don't know the silicone.
I ain't got no fancy friggin' silicone.
Here, you guys tell me. You guys tell me. They're magnetic, so they pick up all the dust.
No, that's beyond fancy. That's
what are you doing? I had the shot
around to see you.
I had the shot set up. I was bringing it over here. There we go. We're done. Yep, but stop touching. Are these fancy? Are these crazy?
So they got the little neodymium magnets in them, and then there's silicon carne.
Yeah.
They're
a little
like
bit flexible.
100 durometer silicon carne. Holy cow!
When he says silicon carne, he means silicon.
Sure they're not polyurethane?
I don't think so.
I think they're polyurethane.
It might be
I think they're 100 durometer polyurethane. Because silicone, I don't even know if you could get a durometer that high in silicone that wouldn't have.
These actually go in the toolbox.
That silicone filter.
I have these. Now these are really fancy. These are for doing AN fittings, and these go in the vise, and your AN fittings fit in here. So yeah, I got to figure out how to get that thing to grip, and then when I get that thing to grip, then I can lift those CVs off. But that'll be a project for tomorrow. That'll be a good project because I got to get those axles done so we can get the race car back up and going.
Then we got the 383 that we're going to rebuild.
When he says we, he means he.
Then we got.
He's just spelling it wrong.
TH400 to take out of the limo and take to the trans shop and get it softened up because he doesn't want it shipped like a pro stock car. Now it's got a 383 in it. And
we're gonna take the limo to the shop.
No, we just take trans out here and take it there.
Why would we do that? Why wouldn't we just drive it up there?
Long story short, it'll end up like the exhaust shop because of the size of the vehicle and the fact the vehicle has to be moved in and out, and they are not going to do that. They're not going to do that. So
this thing is such a hassle.
Out, and we push the car over into the other garage. I take the transmission to them, and it's me bringing them just the transmission sitting in the back of my shit box, and I take transmissions to them out of the car all the time.
I also need the kick down set.
They are always trying to hire me to do their R&I, the removal and installation of the transmissions, because I just bring them bare transmissions like, please fix this.
I'm terrified.
They do a great job. So
All right, we'll see. And that's hard
They build
shift.
they build
Yeah.
pro stock transmissions, and they can make them shift.
They
hard.
do. They make
can
nice
them
transmissions.
shift really soft.
But yeah, that's what I need. Is I need the smooth shit. I don't need a 10-second Nova. I need a 45-second, limousine. So
You don't want it to shift in the
Shit.
second gear so hard.
I don't want to pull that trans out of there.
All the strippers off the back of the car.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to pull that trans out though. Well, yeah, I guess it's okay.
Not that bad. It's just a Chevy transmission.
Well,
bolts. It's 2 bolts for the starter.
see, he makes it sound so easy. What he forgets is that the drive shaft is 12 feet long and in 3 sections. So yeah,
It'd be way worse.
it could be, but
It could be
I'm
a
one
Chevy
person
S10
and
with
I do
2.2
all of
in
this shit by myself. Brian talks about it and describes it and tells everyone in the group, oh, it's so easy. And then who's the ding dong out here doing it?
I'll help them.
Me. Yeah.
Especially, I got the next 4 nights with no children.
Okay. Oh, everyone's out of town?
Except for me.
Okay.
I'm going to go on the trip that I didn't ask for.
Got it. I remember that part. So we'll have a ton more stuff in here. Wait, people are commenting. Let's see who we've got here. It is Gabe Nicholson. I'm doing an unexpected radiator install tonight on a late 90s Silverado. Had to take a break. Those little clips that hold in the transmission cooling lines are a bitch. I have no doubt.
Yeah, dude. Let me tell you.
OEM
You get
Silverado.
those that are screwing you. Here's the trick. Dorman makes a replacement quick connector that has the ATF resistant sealant already coated on the threads. You take the whole damn connector out and you throw it in the bin. You put a new connector in, and then you put like a little bit of gear oil or
ATF.
like even just a little bit of like actual like molly grease on that flange surface, like the knurl on the cooler line, and it's not going to get, and everybody's like, oh, you can't use grease in an ATF application. Ignore it. You're only putting it around the knurl on the line, and that's not going to get far enough in for that fluid to get, or that grease to get in with the ATF, and that tiny little amount's not going to hurt the transmission.
Just use ATF.
Leave them up a little bit, you replace the connector. I've spent literal days probably of my life at this point laying under there with a pick, fishing the little clip,
out,
on and off, the Jesus clip, and then going, Jesus, where did it go? And then having to go to the store and try to buy the little bag of 5, and they want $10, and they're
pro tip:
clips.
wrap a electrical tape around the clip before you pop it out. Just do it loose.
You'll never get them off on that application.
Anyway, it doesn't fly off and go liberate itself somewhere. It'll stay very close to you if it does fly off.
They're like the worst design in history. I just replace the connectors at this point way faster. The only thing that'll get you sometimes, like S10s with 4L60 in them, or Trailblazers with 4L60 in them, sometimes it's real tight at the drive tunnel, and you gotta make them.
Aren't those lines on the side though?
Yeah. But where the line comes in.
Oh, over the
the
bell housing. Got it.
So it's a thing of getting a wrench on there, and sometimes you got to make a wrench.
Don't use grease. Just use ATF. It'll lube up just fine.
Box end wrenches and cut an opening in them to turn them into a line wrench after.
Or just get a flare. Just get a flare wrench.
So sometimes you got to re-angle the head and then cut a slot in it. So now it's a line wrench with a little bit more angle on them, and then bust them out of there. But they'll always come out. The factory thread lockers, stupid durable. And the first time I took one out, I had 12-inch flex head snap-on ratchet on one, and went to go bust it loose. I'm like, there's no way it's taking this much torque, and then it busted loose. And I'm like, thank the Lord. I'm like, please be threads. And I took it out, but it has thread sealant, so it'll feel like you're gonna snap it off.
But it's actually just the sealant.
It's just the sealant. They always come out. You just gotta hold your purse and swing it.
Okay.
So yeah, don't be afraid of them.
So yeah, we'll be doing tons of other stuff here. I can't believe we're gonna go from G-Wagen to Shipbox Subaru, but that's how the shop works.
It's been, it was. What do we have in here? We have
We had the MR6 with the axles out. We had this in. We had the Urus in here, and then we had
Mazda.
what Mazda?
My Mazda.
Oh,
We had my shitbox Mazda in here on the lift.
what were we doing on that?
I think we were just looking under.
Oh yeah, we wanted to see how much was left.
There's not.
There's not much left on that little
The
car.
whole right rear frame rail of the car's gone all the way to the subframe.
So that's the fun part about the shop is we have it's just absolutely bonkers stuff that comes in here. We have $200,000 G-Wagen, and then tomorrow we're gonna have a $200 Subaru. So I think 200 is optimistic.
Yeah, we had a $330,000
Urus
and a $300 Mazda.
I joke with people. People have asked about that, and they said, "Jesus Christ, you paid money for it?" And I was like, "No. He paid 2 McChickens and a medium Diet Coke. That's how much he got the Subaru for." And then Ben was over here, dropped off the plasma cutter, so we have a plasma cutter back. Did I tell you?
I forgot about him dropping it back off. Yeah, he pulls in and he goes,
"I know that car.
I know that car," and
it's Ben's neighbor.
Sat on his street,
just down the street from him, and he's like, "There's no way."
It got towed. So yeah, it got towed. It got towed to a shop
right
where
here.
it's being resuscitated. It's
Yeah.
gonna be driven.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Allegedly. So
yeah.
we'll do tons of cool stuff, tons of weird stuff, and hopefully you guys will join us. I apologize. I've been in Florida for the last 4 days. Last night I was trying to do a kev shop from Berg's shop, but I got caught up with having to change my flight to this morning and getting a hotel and then getting a room that didn't smell like Snoop had just checked out, and then trying to get food. And by the time I got done, it was like 11:30, and Berg's got to work in the morning, and it was like it was another hour up to Berg's house. So I was like, what the hell?
That way I can just sit in that bad boy. And
Blaze rides? You buy a G-Wagen just for blaze rides. 60,000 miles on it? Good call. That's a wise investment. That's what
hot box that bad boy.
That's what most investors do. They do wise investments like
Give
that.
it the old Joe Rogan. Just sitting there and listen to podcasts and freaking do twisties.
Yeah. Well,
G-Wagen.
if I had Joe Rogan's contract, I would probably
G-Lock.
Yeah, I would
I'd
probably
get some G-Locks on my G-Wagen. I would probably need them. I'd probably be beating the brakes off of one of these things.
I'd probably be sitting in a G-Wagen too.
This guy is like great with his cars. He's really into cars, and we're always transporting him around and stuff. Lance.
Oh yeah.
And one thing I never do is actually drive them like aggressively, but I can always tell when a car has it right there. Like I drove the R8 yesterday, and I stopped because sometimes the front does this weird thing with the latches, because I think somebody's been into the front end of it before. And so I stopped to like double check the latches on the hood. Then I get back out onto 37, and I literally like SpongeBob Big Toe it, and
car just takes
off.
Like
you're driving past a cop, like I'm barely touching the gas, and the car's like, Burr! And I'm like, yeah, I did want to go to 55. Whoa, we're already there, and it's like zero effort, and I'm like, I don't even like. When they first came out, I had the 6-speed gated one to the back of the speedometer.
Is this
now
an E-gear?
I don't have.
Was that an E-gear?
No. This one's an E-gear.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. And so it's coming back for a crank position sensor and a fab speed exhaust.
The R8s are basically Gallardo, so all the parts are basically Lamborghini, and that means money. It can be a VW part, but if it has a Lamborghini bag or sticker on it, it's going to be.
If you look around, you
can cross-reference a lot of parts, and I did that with the Ram.
Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Go and get R8 parts because they're cheaper. So,
and a lot of the R8 guys will get VW parts because it's cheaper.
Another really common thing in the car community right now is that if you're building a high horsepower turbo car, you need a coil that's really durable, and the connectors are easy to get. You get Audi R8 coils because they use a 5-pin connector that's common on all VWs, and they have a ton of voltage. They'll drive most spark plugs and high heat applications, like really cold plugs, and great for turbo builds. So instead of doing the LS coil near plug,
Do it coil on plug.
you do a coil on plug.
That's smart.
I've always thought about trying to shield a coil on plug coil that's just a little bit taller,
For what?
and then heat shielding it from an exhaust manifold,
Oh,
and doing coil on plug on a slant plug head. So if you're not familiar, coil on plug is most common on hemispherical heads where the spark plug goes down.
Don't I have a part? I thought I have spare coil on
there's
plugs.
a head up there that's displayed with,
Yeah.
but
Anyway,
basically a spark plug's on 4-valve head.
spark plugs down. You have a tube that goes down, and you have your coil on top, versus a coil separate.
On a lot of single overhead cam engines, most single overhead cam engines, the plugs go in from a side of the head, and they're in there at a slant, and it's typically the exhaust side. And on Chevy or on like pushrod V8s, the spark plug is always on the outside, and it's right over top of the exhaust manifold,
Like right next to it.
and so that makes doing coil over plug a little bit of a challenge because of the heat. But if you had a tall enough coil over plug assembly, it would stick out, and then you could just heat shield it.
Well, just get
Like
whatever
Tubi-
shields and get them Cerakoted.
Tubi exhausts for Ferrari have this beautiful aluminum heat shielding around them, and it's all like crimped.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Quality,
beautiful.
it's like-
Yeah, around the
And so you
sockets.
just
Yeah,
do some really nice headers with something like that, and then
the problem is
R8
with
coils.
SBCs and BBCs. That sounded bad.
The
the big block
Love
Chevys.
big block Chevys.
The
Big black crossover.
the headers are almost different, literally in almost every application.
Yeah.
So you have different frame rail widths, you have different cross members, you have all that different stuff. That's why it would be very difficult to do something.
You don't always have a straight, clear path. Sometimes
It's going to have to curve up, or it's going to have to curve back.
That's why doing spark plugs on Chevy V8s is an absolute nightmare, and also taking the headers on and off.
Yeah, a lot of the
That's
times
my
you have a lot of
least
difficulty with the headers. Most of the time you go through the wheel well. Like on the Vipers, you come through the wheel well just because it's so long, and it's so much easier to access everything that way instead of from above or from below. So you go right through the wheel
Or
wells.
you get an RT10.
Anyway, we're not doing. I don't. No, not even close. Not even close. And I don't hate G-Wagons. I just don't want one.
RT10s are just such a beautiful vehicle in the most visceral way because there's no assists, there's no power.
Same thing with the Gen 2. Same thing with the Gen 3.
The
No
radio
assists.
was an option.
No, radio was standard. AC was an option.
Okay. But the windows in those
are just little vinyl. They're like basically like a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
They're like that big.
And I'm not offended.
It's a zipper.
I'm about.
You had to open the doors from the inside. You reach. There's no door handle on the outside. You reach on the inside and pop the doors open.
My thing is, they're like, it's a roadster. You're not going to drive it when it rains, just for emergency.
You can drive it when they rain. My buddy Jason had a shower curtain that he kept in his car.
Yeah, you're still.
And just wore the shower curtain.
But here's the thing: it's like having an AC Cobra or a Shelby Cobra. You're going to get wet when it rains.
Dude, when you have that car, you don't care.
Like, that is the experience. If you're the type of guy that's driving that car in the rain, you're like, it's got a couple holes in the floorboard just in case.
Now, AC Cobras are the best way to kill yourself. If you're looking for just super awesome, flashy way to, they're so badass. And that backdraft we had, that thing was bad to the bone. Did you ever take that thing out?
No. Yeah, I did, but not very far.
Okay, yeah. Craig and I
also
took it out a bunch. It was awesome.
been really privileged my entire working life of 15 years in the industry to drive a lot of exuberantly cool vehicles. Like vehicles I can't express how cool they are enough. Like when I drive them with a ton of respect. The fastest I've ever driven a vehicle, it's not mine, as far as like aggression wise, was his Cherokee chasing him.
But that was
I was chasing the aerial at him, but his Jeep Cherokee went all the way to the back of the speedometer.
Yeah,
we probably had the brakes on that thing.
You had two guys in the Jeep too, didn't you?
I had passengers. I never drive fast like that with passengers. That was like a once in a decade.
That was also, we were with Lance and he was like, "Hey, try to get my friends to pee their pants." I was like, "You got it." So I took him on a ride and Brian followed in the Jeep and
I had Craig with me in the passenger seat.
That's right. Craig was there.
Nervous,
and
that never happened.
That's hard to make Craig nervous. But yeah, we took off in the Atom and just in the rearview mirror, you just make this Jeep really tiny very quickly. Yeah.
The only thing is, I was braking so late in that Jeep. I was like, man, this thing's got great brakes. By the end of it, I was like, these brakes are done. I was like, here's your car back, dude. You might need to change the
There was one guy. There was one guy that almost I could see out of the corner because I had my helmet on. I could see out of the corner of my eye. He was about to lift his hand up. So when I tell people that I take on thrill rides and hot laps, if it's too much or you want me to dial it back a little bit, just touch me on my shoulder. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to scream and yell or freak out. Just touch my shoulder and I'll dial it all the way back and we can talk about it. So we're out doing a rip in a closed course in Mexico. And this guy, I swear I saw his hand come up and he was about to touch my shoulder. And then we came around a turn and came to a stop sign and he was like, "No, I was just, looking at my hand." Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. And then a couple minutes later, Brian shows up in the Jeep and we're still kind of waiting there. We've been waiting there for a minute, but the Jeep's no match for the Atom. This isn't. I'm trying to think what the Viper is probably the closest thing to the Atom, and the Atom is going to walk away from it all the way to 100 miles an hour. The Atom will leave it. It will leave it. And
I mean, it's the sequential and the fact that you don't have to take your hand off the wheel to shift.
What is it? 200 milliseconds?
Yeah. Something
silly. 300 milliseconds per shift. Just it's really cool. So we'll have that car back up here before it goes to Florida. We really need to. We got to take it to Dayton Cars and Coffee. That's so much fun. Everyone loves it over there. So yeah, that car, the Atom's going to go down to Florida with me, and Lance and I'll have that out a whole bunch. So when we're doing Kev's shop down there, we'll have we'll try and get the Atom out as much as possible. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. It's almost midnight. And I apologize for the lateness. Like I said, we were going to try and do it last night from Berg's place, which would have been funny because it's a regular house with a regular 2-car garage. And there's like 2 toolkits. And then there's a TR8. His dad's TR8 is there. And then his Fiat 500. So it would have been a very different locale, very different look.
I almost did Kev's shop on my YouTube channel that I've not done anything on at all yet. As just a live from Kev's shop. Where is he? And featuring the G-Wagen and me working on it.
Oh, like a Friday night or Saturday night?
But man, these wheels.
You can do that if you want.
Technically challenging thing I've ever painted as far as
it'll be funny because I'll get messages from people and I'll probably get messages from YouTube. Hey man, someone's using your location to do their own channel. Is that cool with you? Were you cool with that other guy in your shop? Yes, I'm fine with it. It's fine.
YouTube seem to not care about anything unless it's mentioning the wrong things.
Copyright infringement or F-bombs.
Playing music in the background. That's one thing. A lot of my content creator friends have had videos taken offline.
Or just completely muted. Yeah. Usually they just mute it. Yeah. So, tons of stuff, and we'll keep going. I'll try and do it every night this week. We'll see if we can pack the shop full of crazy SUVs, total ship boxes, other cool cars. We'll do some welding. We'll do some different things.
Might bring my argon over here and all my bandsaw and all my
If you want, you can
exhaust-
take that tank and get it
all
refilled.
my exhaust stuff. They won't fill tanks from other places.
So I got to haul it all the way out there.
You got to go out there too.
All right. All right. So yeah, definitely join us tomorrow night. We'll try and get in here earlier, maybe do an afternoon session and an evening session with 2 different vehicles. We'll get the G-Wagen out of here and then get the, Brian will go get the parts for the scuba or pick them up on your way in. And then we'll bring the scuba in and we'll do the brakes on that and get it rolling and get it the hell out of here. Tired of it
You have
there.
a title for your bottle?
A title?
Yeah.
I call it Mr. Bottle.
No, you have a title for your argon bottle, like paper slip, like
No,
when you bought it.
no,
That makes it difficult.
no. The guys swap it out.
At that place, they
Yeah.
never gave you the title of the bottle. That
No.
means your bottle's leased, so you can't get it filled anywhere else.
No, I own that bottle. I bought it. I didn't buy it from that place. I bought it from a different place.
You should have been given a title for it.
Nope.
Oh boy,
I have no paperwork for that thing.
that's.
I've never had paperwork for it.
Yeah,
I got a
so,
receipt that I bought it.
In the state of Ohio, your cylinders, you got to have a title for them. So
Where the hell did this happen? I don't have a title for that cylinder or that cylinder.
yeah, I have titles for my argon cylinders.
That's weird. I've never heard of that. I'll ask the guys at American Welding Supply.
And it's a exchange thing.
Okay.
So
Well,
most of the time, the welding company owns it. You basically pay them once.
no,
as
this
a
is.
lease,
I own those bottles. I
and
bought
then-
them.
but you can't get it filled anywhere else. The reason they do that is they have their own process of vacuuming them down, filling them up, and the reason why they do that is when they put them on the manifold, if it has any pressure in it at all,
I don't know if I buy that.
rescue the gas that's still in that bottle,
Yeah.
and then they reprocess it.
I don't know if I buy any of that because Praxair has filled this, American Welding Supply. There's a couple different shops that have filled up both of those. And no one has said boo to me about any kind of title or ownership or anything.
When
They'll either refill it or they'll swap the bottle.
well, I mean,
So-
give me the bottle. I'll take it and try to fill it. The
Okay.
worst he'll tell me is no. I doubt he'll tell me no. What color is it?
Blue gray? Where the hell is it? It's right here.
Yellow, right?
No. No, it's like a light gray.
It's 1006, right?
It's straight argon. It's,
1006
yeah, whatever that is.
on the green tag.
There's no green tag on here. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no green tag.
Man, what sort of goofy bottle do you have?
It's an exchange full of argon. Here's the blue one.
This side. Yes, it's 1006.
All right. Well, he doesn't have a cap. So,
Yeah, he needs a cap. He's got gas in him still.
well, I don't know where the cap is.
They tell you
Somewhere here.
to-
We'll find the cap and we'll get it the hell out of here.
yeah.
That one,
Transport and safety.
the blue, but I can't get that blue cap back. That blue bottle has its own cap. I don't know where the cap is for that one. It should be with the TIG. We'll find it. Anyway, we're going to keep going, doing cool cars. And we're also working on more racing stuff, especially with regards to lemons in a second car. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. As soon as I get more information, I'll talk to Craig, hopefully this week. And, well, just cars that we can track. You know, the Miata, the MR6, the Monza, you know, all this other stuff. So we'll have stuff that we can beginner track, intermediate track, and heavy duty race. So, yeah. Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. And I apologize for my airline hair. I don't know what's going on with it. We'll get it cut soon. I promise. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll probably do an afternoon session, evening session. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, comments, whatever, put them down there. I'm happy to answer them. If you have suggestions, I love those. Those are awesome. And we will catch you guys tomorrow. So don't forget to show someone that you love them. Give them a kiss on the cheek or a kiss on the tip of the nose. Hold their hand, give it a squeeze. It's important for them, but it's more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will catch you tomorrow without the G-Wagen.